Welcome to your Magic Moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, aka Magic Mike. Let's get it. The sun entered 0 degrees Aquarius and the moon has entered 0 degrees Gemini. This has enacted an exact 150-degree angle the moon is making to the sun since the previous 0-degree conjunction between the moon and the sun that we had in Capricorn. We have began integrating it 27 degrees moon in Aries when the sun was 27 degrees Capricorn. And now we've gone from 90 degrees to 120 degrees. So I apologize. I said it was a 150-degree angle. That was incorrect. We are going to range from 120 to 150, and that 150-degree angle will be made when the moon is in Cancer. That 150 to 180 to moon in Leo will now be integration by the time we're at moon in Leo, opposite Pluto and the sun in Aquarius, harvest. What are we harvesting, moon in Leo? Energy. So we activated power, and that's generating energy we're going to harvest. We activated power at the God, universal, collective Capricorn level, and we're going to harvest universal energy. Okay. And the awareness of the sun here every year concludes the cycle we begin during the equinox, northern hemisphere, 0 degrees Aries. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the road to revolution. All right. Everything about Aquarius is supernatural. When you think about material reality and the totality of it, that is represented by Saturn, which is now in Pisces. Saturn representing the world, Pisces representing the end. We are in the end of the world. It's important to note that the Cazimi we had was 29 degrees Capricorn. That is someone at the end of Capricorn leaving the door to enter Aquarius. We did not have this Cazimi, 0 Aqua. That will be next year. So the activation of Sun and Pluto at the end of Capricorn versus the beginning of Aquarius, although it's next to each other, is something to keep in mind. This is what we will be harvesting over the next 6 months moving forward. We also want to take into account that now Capricorn is segueing into Aquarius. Power converts into energy. Aquarius is knowledge. Knowledge is power. The knowledge of Aquarius is going to produce Piscean divine effects. The quality of Aquarius is a supernatural vibration juxtaposed to Taurus, which is your natural vibration, because if Capricorn is a God power, Aries is your raw power. My raw physical power produces natural Taurus energy. Well, Aquarius is supernatural because the totality of the material universe that we see with materialist reductionism labels Aquarius science fiction. Aquarius representing everything outside of the physical. Everything beyond the physical is Pisces, metaphysics, your imagination. Neptune, the astral realm. Neptune is the function, like an organ, of your capacity to imagine, what Neville Goddard calls God. So Aquarius, being the alien out of this world, is represented through frequencies. You cannot touch a frequency. This is Earth. You could touch this. You cannot touch a frequency. It exists though. Frequencies and their hertz and their ranges produce vibrations. The feeling of the frequency, Pisces. Okay. And if you look at devices that purport frequencies, they're physical devices, like your body is physical and its skeletal bone structure. And the energy, Sagittarius, the fire that powers that device, boom. So I'm just kind of letting you know the God level of what we go through every year, from the beginning to the supers to the gods. All right. So getting that out the way. Aquarius, in its representation of cosmic energy, also manifests the knowledge of your higher self, your higher being, because you have a universe within you. Just like you are in a universe, you are a cell of the universe, like you have cells in you. So you have a universal self. You have a facet of you that exists beyond the 99% of you that you can see, as less than 1% of you is physical. Aquarius allows us to take this activation, integration, and breakthrough to complete. And relative to this Plutonian awakening collectively of this greater evolution with the Jupiter cycle since 2023 in Aries, is taking us to the next level of our awareness. A classic original example of this that I want to give you is Dolo the Pilot Man. Shout out to Uriel. Dolo the Pilot Man says that he's Archangel Uriel. Jesus Christ told the Pharisees before Abraham was, I am. And then they picked up stones and they tried to kill him. Okay, so how can Jesus Christ, who was younger than the Pharisees, be older than their patriarch Moses? How is Dolo the Pilot Man, some YouTuber on the internet who's claiming to be an archangel? This is where the higher conceptual facet beyond our physical to see this will awaken so extremely that now everything that you have been directing towards the edification and rather realization of your character further emphasizes. A look at Uriel's chart, Dolo, you find that Uriel is the light of God. Okay. And just like I have met other people who also represent Archangel Michael, I've met other people who share in that Uriel space. I'm going to use Dolo as an example. Antares is within that Sagittarian space where, of course, that fixed star exists representing Uriel. He has his moon there. He's a vessel. But we know that Uriel is the light of God. Dolo has a sun in Aries in the 9th house of God, exalted. And then he has a Leo rising. He's a royal archangel, sun god king archetype. Any of you Aries suns with Leo risings, you know what I mean. Sun god queen, sun goddess queen, sun god king. Cool. So he is the light of God. He represents that Sag, Aries, Leo. That is evidence that will now no longer be mental, but be seen so much more that we have completed this awakening. All right, it's still just the beginning. This is now a beginning launch pad over the next 20 years up until 2044, where Pluto leaves Aquarius. And now the power-based awakening converts to an energy-based awakening. Now that we have awakened the physicality of it, it's time to fill it with this awakening of cosmic energy. To fuel the magical abilities and techniques, you will begin to flourish and blossom. All right. That being said, the moon in Gemini is an intellectual understanding of the truth of the sun Aquarius, awareness of knowledge. Everything that you have directed through your actions over the next 30 days is going to produce the awareness of knowledge of what the fuck it is you awakened. And also, you are now coming into the truth of that knowledge. We call that true knowledge. Any Gemini moon, Aqua Sun is a true celestial. They are representative of true knowledge. Kid Cudi is a legendary version. Cap Moon, Aqua Sun, the man on the moon, who is an elite, grounded expression of this knowledge. We can call that elite knowledge. All right. Kale'Sito, Aqua Sun, Aqua Moon. He is a celestial representation of this celestial knowledge at the elite level. So I want to just show you the difference between Moon in Gemini versus Moon in the Cap and Aqua that we'll get into. This understanding of knowledge we're just entering a season with is going to turn into a harvest of even more practically directed and awakening understanding of this next level and frontier. Pluto and Aqua represents a new era. And Pluto was in this period where we had the American Revolution, French Revolution, Haitian Revolution, Russian Revolution. It's revolution time, guys. So that being said, history may not exactly be repeating itself, but with the transit of the moon in Gemini making the Leo signature, the 120 degree to 150 degree angle that we will go through, this is fully expressing the creative understanding of what to think and how to think about this greater awareness of knowledge that is going to help you see outside of the physical through channeling the knowledge that in your 3D experience will mirror and reflect as above, so below. Because if it doesn't equal, you're just delusional. But it equals, that's what helps you balance what is unseen with what's perceived, because you don't really see anything. Everything you're seeing is an illusion. You hallucinate your conscious reality. You only see such a small percentage. It's delusional to take what you see as fact and truth. Don't do that. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. You're a creator. So with that being said, before the moon starts to integrate the feelings about this knowledge, you're going to be downloading and channeling crazy insight to align the communication of everything that we've done physically and auto-nervously. Air now gives us the ability to communicate, and with Gemini, we'll be understanding what we perceive at an initial level. Moon in Virgo will take this intellectual understanding and turn it into an analytical understanding, so that we can now break down the facts of everything now we are understanding is true about the knowledge we're aware of. Moon in Sagittarius will take that analysis and then give us an ascended understanding and a higher perspective to complete what it is we're understanding now. And the moon in Pisces will manifest post new moon in Aqua this activation of this new celestial energy cycle by giving us a divine understanding to change our beliefs relative to how we've harvested this. In other words, you've awakened your God power, and now we're entering the revolution and frontier of energy harnessing. A Nen user, a sorcerer, a magician, they're all the same thing. They're things that have their classifications that have been demonized throughout human history. Before they were naturally accepted, the institution of religion made you all think that only evil demon-possessed people perform magic. And then the science revolution came in and made you think that only pseudoscientists do this, when magic has predated all of them. And of course, the proper use of this with now research institutions more aligned with empirical research methods can bridge spirituality and science, even though they're the same thing. That being said, okay, you want to really move forward towards the quality and knowledge of your own energy system, and how moving forward you're able to utilize your own body as a vehicle and power source. Remembering that there's nothing outside of you that you need. There's nothing outside of you need to give your power away that you need. All these resources, all of these crops, all of the air, energy, you can tap into that directly. The way everyone does that is different. And in outgrowing your human conditioning, you are a part of this evolution of consciousness. It's not just humans, it's beings. Animals are going to turn into Pokemon. Could you imagine? That being said, I hope you enjoy the beginning of this transit. It's geared towards creativity with the Leo signature, and the moon in Gemini is going to really help you understand the vocabulary and the words necessary to articulate and communicate and understand the truth of this next era of knowledge we're stepping through over the next 30 days and 22 years. Congratulations, by the way. Last thing I want to say is, of course, Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. The 28-day cycle that we sowed the seeds for moon in Pisces with Saturn and Neptune, with the Cazimi of the moon, and then with Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, is going to start to break through the ground. The 90-degree angles that the moon will make to Saturn in its square to Pisces and Neptune are taking this activation of the understanding of your dream when the moon was in Pisces, of the changing your beliefs, and it's starting to break through the ground intellectual understanding. The moon in Pisces helped at a deeper level strengthen the belief mechanics, the metaphysical imagineering mechanics between the causality behind what you believe you can affect with your imagination. And now the moon in Gemini, as it does every month during this cycle, is going to, now with the sun in Aquarius, because we did this last month with the sun in Capricorn, you could look at these as like the minute hand, the moon will be like the second hand, and this is going to break through the ground the seeds you sowed last week. How? Everything that was metaphysical, you're going to start to understand the truth of, and then when the moon is in Virgo, it will be physical. You're analyzing it. We're going to do it again when the sun goes into Pisces. So I hope you enjoy this. This is definitely going to take things to the next level. And as you integrate this true knowledge of your awakening, remember who you have revealed to yourself you are. Remember what gifts you're getting ready to awaken, and have fun. Really enjoy this. This is going to set up a really cool full moon. Y'all stay blessed as always.